Greetings. So, some weekly thoughts, and back home in Philadelphia, and some of you may know we lost our little cat Bunny uh, yesterday, and so this is on my mind, and just wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the yoga aspect of it, and so what I would say, from one perspective, yoga is so helpful in a time of loss or challenge or affliction, in the especially in like being yoked to the discipline, right? So that you drag yourself to the mat and breathe and move and do your thing, and as best as you can, and maybe it's shorter, or your spirit's not fully there, not super full of vitality or anything, but you do it, and day by day, and it helps, and you slowly move through your pain, right? But in another way, this is what I really want to speak to you about, is like, what blows my mind is just how attached to that little being I was and am, and just how much love is there, and the feeling, deep attachment is there, like, because now she's gone, and there's so much pain around that, and in some ways, like, yoga philosophy, it's constantly hammering to you that attachment is bad and wrong, and that you're always trying to get to vairagya, to this neutral place of equanimity in the face of all the ups and downs, right? And so there's a certain stoicism, or such a rejection of the material, physical world, and all the attachments and desires, that you rise above it, and so you don't feel this loss or grief, or it doesn't take you down and zap your energy, or make you want to eat bad foods, or indulge somehow, or escape, or just crawl up in bed and be very, just hibernate and be sad, but I'm saying that I would never want to trade away this. I mean, I don't like this, but that I like my relationship I had with that cat, and I would never trade it. And part of that relationship is the deep attachment, and how vital that is to the human being. And I love that about James Hilman. He sort of had a beef with yoga, and he wrote about it and spoke about it, and said, and kind of defied yoga, and said, he goes, I have a world view of attachment. Yeah, he says, I have a world view of attachment. Like, that's my view. That's my, like, I'm trying to attach. That's a good life, when I'm loving people and things, and that this world is a good place, and I'm anchored in it, right? And there's something just so soulful and practical and wise in that, and of course, yoga, with its rise up to spirit, and coming to these kind of extreme places of within ourselves that I embrace that. Like I practice it, and I aspire to a spiritual dimension and to neutrality and vairagya and these things. But I'm also appreciative of the necessity that the good life and the wise and compassionate human being attaches and feels grief, deep sadness when there's loss. And so I was going to read you this little thing that James Hilman wrote to sort of back that up a little bit. This is kind of picking it up in midstream, but he's saying it's kind of like a different view of attachment. That's what I'm kind of giving here. And he says, abandoning idealizations, lifting repression, allowing desire, admit the profound of attachment of our minds to things, and the profound attachment of our mind to things. Admit that. And of things to each other, attachment of things to each other, and the desire of material things to enter and be held in the mind, to be perceived, named, known, and loved. And then he says that, and he makes this distinction between the soul and the spirit. And so the soul is rising to the peak, the heights of excellence and perfection, whereas the soul is descending into the valleys, to the darkness and the blue. And he says, the soul's longing does not call for deliverance. Rather, it reports cosmic dependence, declaring frankly that clutching and clinging are ecological passions of the soul, keeping things in the embrace of each other and maintaining the intercourse of their self-revealing conversations. So, anyway, that's some food for thought for you for the week. And one thing I'll tell you, I have, as part of my subscription, I do a monthly live event, and that is this Saturday. It's a talk on the Sutra, Chapter 2, Yoga Sutra, Chapter 2, Number 1, on Kriya Yoga. It's these three practices, Tapa, Swadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana. So if you're not a part of that subscription, you could do a free trial for 1 week and tune into the talk. And anyway, I'd love to have you join me, and I'll see you soon.